Yo, what's good, everyone? This is Ayo Boxing from Adiba, and here's my prediction for Josh Taylor versus Teofimo Lopez. So, Teofimo Lopez is challenging Josh Taylor for the WBO 140 title this Saturday, and this is a good ass matchup. It's a crossroad fight between both guys that are coming off of lackluster performances in their last fights, along with external issues that both have been dealing with. Teofimo is dealing with self doubt, while Taylor's dealing with injuries and inactivity. A lot of fans are now questioning if both fighters are on the decline and if they're still capable of competing at the highest levels. This is a legacy fight, and the winner of this match will have a major impact on the 140-pound division. And I predict that Josh Taylor will win this fight either by decision or mid to late round stoppage. Don't get me wrong, Teo is a good fighter, but the only way I see Teo winning this fight is if he's 100% mentally focused. However, I don't think that's the case, and I think that Josh Taylor has the style, the physical advantage, and also has the mental advantage over Teo in this fight. I would consider both fighters as boxer punchers, with Teo being an explosive counterpuncher while Taylor is an aggressive southpaw. Normally, this style matchup would favor Teo because counterpunchers do their best work against aggressive opponents. However, there are three components that favor Taylor in this fight. The first is that Teo has shown weaknesses against southpaws. And yes, I know that Teo beat Loma, who's arguably one of the best southpaws since Manny Pacquiao, but in his last fight, Teo struggled against a southpaw, which was Sandor Martin. And the reason why Teo struggled against Martin is because Martin was able to exploit the mistakes and tendencies of Teo, which are keeping his hands low and lunging in. Due to his athleticism and explosiveness, Teo will often lunge in and leap in with attacks, and when he does this, he'll keep his hands low before, during, and after his attack, which leaves him to be vulnerable to counterpunches. This is why Sandor Martin was able to drop Teo twice and consistently counterpunch Teo throughout the whole fight, especially with the right hook. Furthermore, Teo will throw lazy jabs and range, thus making him an easy target to be counterpunched. This is how Kambosos dropped Teo. Josh Taylor has shown the ability to counterpunch his opponents that lunge in and attack his opponents when they have their hands down. I expect Josh Taylor to exploit these tendencies of Teofimo throughout the fight. The second thing is that Teo does not have the same power at 140. Teo was a big puncher at lightweight, he had explosive punching power and had the ability to hurt you with one punch. This is why Loma gave Teo so much respect in that fight. However, Teo's punching power did not fully translate to 140. He did show some punching power against Pedro Campa, and credit to Campa because Campa went the full distance with Brandon Lee, and Brandon Lee is a power puncher. However, Teo doesn't have the same type of power that he had at lightweight because Campa kept on pressuring Teo throughout the whole fight. And despite landing several clean punches on Sandor Martin, Martin was never hurt by Teo. Josh Taylor is a durable guy. He's pretty much fought all the big punchers at 140 and was able to withstand their power. If you're able to go a full 12 rounds with Regis Prograis, Jose Ramirez, and Ivan Baranchyk, then Taylor should be able to withstand the power of Teo. And Teo's durability is in question. Teo was dropped by Kambosos and twice by Sandor Martin. Both guys are not big punchers. And you can make the argument that those are flash knockdowns, but that still means something regardless. Additionally, Teo hasn't really been hit by a strong puncher since Nakatani, and we saw how much trouble Nakatani gave Teo. And the third and final thing is that Taylor is more versatile than Teo. Like what I said before, Taylor is an aggressive southpaw who excels in fighting on the inside, but he has shown the ability to utilize his range and distance from the outside. He's also able to box and move and fight off the back foot when necessary. Furthermore, Taylor is also a good counterpuncher and can fight just as good in the mid-range as Teo. We saw Teo struggle against Sandor Martin, a guy that knows how to box and move, utilize range and distance, and can counterpunch. We saw Nakatani have success in counterpunching and fighting Teo at the mid-range, and we've seen Lomachenko have success when he was able to close the distance and fight Teo on the inside. These are things that Taylor is capable of doing. Furthermore, I've never really seen Teo deal with an inside fighter before, and Taylor is a mean, big, strong, aggressive inside fighter. If Taylor gets comfortable on the inside, Teo might get stopped. Despite all the things I just said, I do believe that Teo will be competitive in this fight. Teo does his best work at mid-range when he's able to counterpunch his opponent. The hand speed and explosiveness of Teo could cause Taylor major problems. It's no secret that Taylor gets hit, especially when he's aggressive. He also has a tendency to lunge in with his attacks, thus making him vulnerable to get counterpunched. And one thing I've noticed when watching Taylor is that he gets hit with the body shot, particularly with the right uppercut and the right hook to the body. Jose Ramirez was able to land a lot of body shots in early rounds against Taylor, with some even stunning and hurting Taylor. Teo has displayed good body work against southpaws in the past, especially Lomachenko, so I can definitely see Teo getting off those body punches against Taylor in this fight. If Taylor's too reckless, then I can see Teo hurting Taylor with a counterpunch. But my biggest concern for Teo in this fight is his mental health. Ever since losing to Kambosos, Teo appears to be very emotional. He doubted himself in front of the cameras after the Sandor Martin fight. He's going through a divorce as we speak, and he seems jealous of other boxers. Furthermore, his dad is the main and only trainer for this fight. I like Teo's dad, but I'm not sure if he's the best influence on Teo's boxing career and mental health at this moment. If Teo takes a loss this Saturday, it may have a severe effect on his mental health, and his career at the top may be over. But who knows, this is boxing, anything can happen. But thank you for tuning in with Ayo Boxing from Madiba. Hit like and subscribe, and more content's coming your way.